Howdy everybody, Mr. G here. Hope you're having a wonderful day. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the concept of a
whole note.
So to get started with the whole note, we're going to go over the most boring set of measures in the world. I'm going to start off in 4/4 time, and we're going to have 4 quarter notes. I know, super exciting. And I'm going to write in the counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. This looks very familiar, correct? Now, let's go ahead and count it together. Ready? 1 and 2 and count and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, off. Now, in our last lesson, we talked about combining 2 notes, and that equaled how many beats? 2 beats, right? And we called that a half note, correct? Now, what if I wanted to cover the whole entire measure? I'm talking about how many beats fill into this measure? 4, correct? So, what if I wanted to, instead of just 2, I wanted to cover all 4 notes. I want you to think about this. If we have 4 beats and we're covering the whole measure, this is going to be called a whole note. So I'm going to just drag this down here. I'm going to draw my whole note. It just looks kind of like a big circle. We start off, just like here, we start off on beat 1, because that's how I count it. I say 1 on the very first beat. But I'm not going to be saying 2, saying 3, saying 4. I'm actually going to be holding this, just like how we held it for the half note. I'm going to be holding beat 2, holding beat 3, holding beat 4. So I'm going to put what right here? I'm going to put a little 2, a little 3, and a little 4. So I understand that I'm not resting, but I'm holding the note. I'm acknowledging the note. Remember, why am I not putting a parentheses on those little numbers? It's because it's not a rest. If it's a rest, I'll put the parentheses. But since it's a whole note, I'm going to just make them small numbers and not exactly have to put a parentheses around them. So let's go ahead and count this. Down, up, ready, and count. 1. That was 4 whole beats. Let's do that again. 2 and ready and go. 1. And I'm off right before that next beat hits. Now, we talked about this before with our half notes and our quarter notes. For every note, there is an equal and opposite rest, correct? So since we know this, we have quarter note and a quarter rest, both worth 1 beat. We have a half note, a half rest, both worth 2 beats. And now we have a whole note, which is worth how many beats? And what is the rest going to be called? A whole rest. And how many beats? 4 beats. A whole rest kind of looks like that half rest where it was just like a hat, but this whole rest is going to be flipped. Like that. So since it's a rest, the way we're going to write in the counts or subdivide is in parentheses. I'm gonna put my 1, 2, 3, 4. It's all small and it's all in the parentheses. And I want you to look in your counting charts and I want you to find chart number 3. And I want you to look at the very first 4 measures. Measures 1, measures 2, measures 3, and measure 4. I'm going to go ahead and draw it up. Actually, let me see if I could pop it in. And bam! Go ahead and talk about this little spot, measures 1 through 4. It's going to be a quick review on whole notes and half notes. In this first half note, I'm going to put a 1. And what am I going to put next? Small 2. Now, this next half note, I'm starting right on the downbeat. I'm saying it out loud. I'm not holding it. I'm going to put a what? Big 3. Now, this next note, I'm not done with the measure because there's 4 beats in the measure. I have 1, small 2, big 3, small 4, because I'm holding it. Now this next one, I have my bar line, right? So for my bar line, I have to make sure I'm cutting, I'm starting over, I'm resetting my numbers. I'm gonna put a what right here? How do I subdivide that? I just did it a couple seconds ago. I'm going to put a big 1. And I'm going to be holding the rest of these notes. I'm not going to be resting them. I'm going to be holding them. So what am I going to put next? I'm going to put small 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to repeat for these next ones. I'm going to put a 1, small 2, big 3, small 4, big 1, 2, 3, 4, small. So I have the big numbers where I'm going to count them out loud. I have the small numbers where I'm going to count them in my head and hold them. So let's go ahead and count this measure together. Ready? 1 and 2 and ready and go. 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1. All right, guys, great job today. I hope that helped. I want you to look at chart number 3. You're gonna have some more assignments, some more subdivision, and all that stuff. I hope this lesson was helpful, and yeah, great job. Stay tuned for the next one.